Trump says China's Xi to visit U.S. toward the end of the year. Venezuela's Machado says ally kidnapped after his release. SpaceX prioritizes lunar, self-growing city over Mars project, Musk. Japan restarts world's biggest nuclear plant again. The United States and China appear to be moving toward improved relations, as President Donald Trump announced he plans to host Chinese President Xi Jinping at the White House later this year. The announcement follows a recent conversation between the two leaders covering key global issues, including trade, Taiwan, the Ukraine war, and tensions involving Iran. Trump is also expected to visit China in April, before Xi makes his trip to Washington. Despite an ongoing trade rivalry and heavy tariffs imposed by the U.S., both nations remain closely connected economically. A temporary trade truce reached last year helped ease tensions after a sharp escalation. During their talks, Xi urged caution on U.S. arms sales to Taiwan, which China claims as its territory, while expressing hope that disputes can be resolved through cooperation and trust. Trump described the conversation as excellent, emphasizing the importance of maintaining strong ties between what he called the world's two most powerful countries. Meanwhile, Washington is pushing for a new nuclear arms agreement that would include China, but Beijing has so far declined to join such negotiations. Venezuela's Nobel Peace Prize winner, Maria Corina Machado, says armed men kidnapped her close ally Juan Pablo Guanipa just hours after his release from prison. Authorities later confirmed Guanipa was taken back into custody and placed under house arrest, claiming he violated the terms of his release, though those conditions have not been publicly disclosed. Machado alleges the 61-year-old opposition leader was seized in Caracas by men in civilian clothing and demanded his immediate freedom. Guanipa had been freed on Sunday, along with two other opposition figures, as lawmakers prepare to vote on a historic amnesty bill aimed at releasing political prisoners from nearly 3 decades of socialist rule. After his release, Guanipa visited detention centers and urged the government to respect the disputed 2024 presidential election or hold a new vote. He was originally arrested in May 2025 on charges including terrorism, money laundering, and incitement to violence. Since former leader Nicolas Maduro was captured by U.S. forces in January, authorities have gradually released hundreds of political detainees, though rights groups say about 700 people remain behind bars. Elon Musk says SpaceX is now prioritizing plans to build a, quote, self-growing city on the moon, a goal he believes could be achieved within the next decade. While Musk still wants to create a city on Mars within 5 to 7 years, he says securing humanity's future comes first, and the moon is the faster option. Reports indicate SpaceX may attempt an uncrewed lunar landing as early as March 2027, shifting focus away from earlier Mars timelines. The renewed push also comes as the United States faces growing competition from China in the race to return humans to the moon, something not done since 1972. Meanwhile, SpaceX recently acquired Musk's AI company, xAI, in a massive deal aimed at strengthening plans for space-based data centers to support rising AI demand. The company is also preparing for a potential public offering later this year that could raise up to $50 billion, possibly the largest IPO ever. At the same time, Musk is redirecting Tesla toward autonomous driving and robotics, with plans to invest $20 billion this year and expand production of its humanoid robot Optimus. Japan has restarted the world's largest nuclear power plant after more than a decade offline. The Kashiwazaki Kariwa facility in Niigata was switched back on at 2 p.m. Monday, according to operator Tokyo Electric Power Company, or TEPCO. An earlier restart attempt in January was halted due to a minor alarm glitch, which was later traced to safe electrical fluctuations. Officials say the issue has now been fixed, and the reactor is safe to operate. The plant had remained shut since the 2011 Fukushima disaster, when a massive earthquake and tsunami triggered nuclear meltdowns and led Japan to scale back atomic energy. Now, Tokyo is returning to nuclear power to cut fossil fuel use, meet rising electricity demand driven by artificial intelligence, and achieve carbon neutrality by 2050. Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi, fresh off a strong election victory, has backed the move as part of efforts to boost Japan's economy. Full commercial operations are expected to begin on or after March 18 following a final inspection.